Hey friends, welcome back to the Faithful Farmstead, where we as a family are reclaiming this 1960s farmstead, all while reclaiming our own Amish roots. Well, it is go time on the farm right now. We have had an absolutely beautiful spring, and in a couple weeks we will be full of life with new babies, pigs, sheep, meat birds. We have kittens coming. Our cat is pregnant. And the garden is going to be bursting with life. There's already so much planted in there. So wanted to give you kind of an update of what's been going on around here, show you some things we have going on with getting ready for the animals, and also showing you what is growing in the garden and what we have done to make that soil come alive this year. So let's start in the garden. We have been working hard to get this garden space ready for summer. What you see in here right now are cold season crops. In the back here, we planted garlic in October, and that is thriving this year. If you've been along with us, you know last year I lost all of my garlic to onion maggots and was absolutely devastated. So this year they're doing much better in the ground, and they're healthy. And then we have tons of onions planted. And there is chamomile and calendula. The peas and radishes are growing. And so the garden is already bursting with life, but soon we'll be planting our summer crops. And so what I did this year is, before I brought in any fresh wood chips, I took the pathways from last year and I raked them onto my garden beds and then put cardboard down in the walkways with fresh wood chips on top. So you can kind of see we've just been slowly adding fresh wood chips. And the cardboard there is going to keep back the weeds, but it is also going to just add life to the soil as it breaks down. Worms love the covering of cardboard. So if you are lacking worms in your garden, lay down some cardboard and they will come. Trust me. This year we have found so many worms, where last year when we tilled up this space, there was like nothing. It was just really poor soil, hadn't been worked in a long time, was really rocky and eroded. And so if you want to check out, we have a whole video showing how we've transformed this garden. The weeds were like 6-7 feet tall, way over my head. And so it's cool to see. This is the second year now and it's doing good. How I've been prepping for the summer garden with these beds is I went and got local mushroom compost from our local nursery. It was really affordable to get it by the scoop, took our own truck, saved on delivery costs, all of that. And I layered that mushroom compost on top of the beds that we already had from last year. So we're just like building soil. And so when I plant into these beds, then I may go through, once everything is planted, and kind of mulch the top just to hold in moisture. The wood chips in the walkways alone will hold so much moisture in this garden. I really don't have to water a lot because of that. Another really cool thing that we did, so last spring I got a huge bag of wine cap mushroom spawn. I got it from North Spore. We can leave a link in the description below. And I was told that mushrooms in the garden, not only is it food for us, but it is also food for the life in the soil, and it actually helps speed up the process of breaking down the wood chips and getting those nutrients to your plants. And all of that will just continue to spread throughout the garden and add lots of food for us and lots of food for the soil. And since my kids have been little, they have always had their own garden space. And then moving here, we were just trying to figure things out and just got the garden planted last year. And apparently that's been like a really core memory for them. And they asked this year, like, Mom, can we have our own gardens again? So I created a little space in the back here with just some cedar posts that we found laying around the property. And so Carson has this side, and he's already planted some seeds that he started, some calendula and chamomile. And then Rachel's is over here, and she has some peas and calendula and chamomile planted. So this will give them their own space to kind of own, plant and weed, and they will be responsible for that. Along the lines of gardening, I'm also in the process of hardening off all my plants. If you don't know what hardening off is, it's basically when I am getting my plants used to the outdoor elements. So they've been inside in our bedroom under grow lights, very controlled environment, and so just to put them outside right away would completely stress them out, would actually sunburn them. Plants can get sunburnt. So I've been slowly getting them acclimated to being outside so that way we can plant soon. So this is what's going on here. So my eggplants did not germinate, so I did buy some plants this year, but these are all my tomatoes and peppers and some basil that I started inside, and so they're just slowly getting used to being outside. I bring them out the first day in like all shade and then just slowly work them up to more and more sunlight every day, but they're looking really good. You can obviously hear the animals in the background, so they must be feeling a little left out. Let's go get them attention because we have some new chicks and we introduced them to the hens this last week, and that went really smooth. The way that we have always done that in past years is as we're getting close to the point where I want to introduce them to the hens, I keep a pen close to the coop somewhere where they can kind of interact with the hens. The hens get used to their noises and all of that, and without them having access to them. And then once I let them in with the big hens, there's very minimal fighting because they've kind of gotten used to each other. The baby chicks are back here in the corner. Get in there. So these are our new babies. We got 6 Rhode Island Blues this year. My cousin highly recommended them, talked me into them, and we weren't supposed to have any roosters, but you can see this guy here in the front. He is the rooster, which has been interesting though, because he has definitely been taking that role on and leading them around and showing them where to go. And our dog is super protective and keeps an eye on them at all times. Oh, and another big update is that we moved the coop. When we moved in, we just kind of threw it in a spot because we weren't quite sure what we wanted to do yet. And so my brother works in the shed business and was able to come and move that for us. And so that worked out really great. And we really, really like it in this space. It keeps them more in the pasture area and away from like the house, which is nice. They've been going over there more towards the woods, and they go out back a little more. So we like that all around, and they seem really happy. Obviously they're laying eggs, they're very happy. With the chickens and moving the coop out here, we did hook up a rain barrel system. We put gutters on the coop, and this has been so nice to be able to do chores. I actually think it's empty now because, yeah, it's almost empty. We used most of it. We need some more rain, but that helps with chores so very much. And then over here, this is the sheep tractor. Clint worked on this last week, and this is what we'll be running our sheep in throughout the pasture. So it's super easy to move. If you want to see how he built that and put that together, we do have a video showing that process, but we are pretty excited about trying this out, especially because our land is not completely flat. And so this was able to move around very easily when we tested it out. So soon there'll be little lambs in there. I'll show you the other thing that we did to get ready for animals. So our first animals are coming next week, and we are getting 4 little piggies, which is really exciting. That's been a dream of ours for many, many years. I mean, we talked about it as a family, how we would love to raise pigs someday. And Clint and I didn't grow up with our parents raising animals. Our grandparents and aunts and uncles did, and our parents did growing up. But we personally didn't. So it's definitely in our DNA to like animals and want to be around them. So we're excited to reclaim that part of our heritage and bring home some animals on our farm. But we built this little pig shelter. And this was made out of all things that we found in the barn. There was lots of treasures left in the barn for us when we moved in. And so it was nice that we didn't have to spend any money on building this, but we'll see how it goes. So there's just a short little update of how we've been and what we've been doing. We have been very busy these days, prepping for animals, prepping the garden to plant, and also just enjoying life. And this is all a part of it. So continue to follow along in our journey as we bring home the pigs, we bring home the sheep, and we bring home meat birds again this year. It's going to be a really fun adventure, and all the things we'll grow and do together. We want to take you along for the ride. So join us in that journey.